And we is on YouTube. What it do, man? How is everybody doing? Hope all is well. It is currently Saturday, 1:27 piece. Jesus, 27 Eastern Standard Time, November 22nd. I am making this video. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a wonderful week of trading and having a wonderful weekend back testing, collecting data, and getting ready for the next week. But guys, I hope you guys had a wonderful week. Coming into today's lesson, and I guess kind of today's lecture, we are excuse me, give me one moment. It's the burps. We are going to be going over today not only the higher time frame, but specifically MMxM. Okay, how to incorporate key levels such as key opens, true opens with a little bit of quarterly theory, and stages of MMxM. Okay, so before we actually hop into it, if you guys aren't already part of Collectors Club, my 100% free Discord server with free content almost every single day, free live sessions every single week. We had almost 70 people in our live session yesterday night. Guys, crazy sauce in there. If you guys aren't in that already, link will be in the description. But coming into today, I actually have a little bit of a teaser of one of the, I guess you could say, lectures for the WAP lessons. Now, the WAP lesson is going to be a private mentorship, I guess, combination of lessons, courses, inner mentorship, one-on-one calls, all these things that are coming out December 1st. But coming into today's video, I thought might as well give it a little teaser about something that I'm going to be speaking about a lot. And what exactly is that? Narrative refinement. Okay. So breaking down today's study or lecture, I want to talk about the specifics for MMxM, redistribution, and reaccumulation stages, and how every single time one occurs, there's an, I guess, correlation or implementation of a quarterly theory concept to confirm these reversals. Okay, now a lot of people know that we're in yesterday's lecture. I was speaking about this a lot, but for people that just watch my content strictly on YouTube, this is for you. Okay, so breaking this down, a lot of you guys see that has watched my content. I've been talking about a while how we are going to proceedingly dump a large amount in the market. For specifics, I'm targeting the October low. Now, I'm not going to jump into exactly why. Simply, I do it every single video, and I know a lot of people want to hear different information. But on the higher time frame, we were in the entire sell side of the curve in a high time frame market maker sell model. As you can see, we have our original consolidation, reaccumulation, smart money reversal, low risk sell, first stage redistribution, second stage, and then unicorn. So we completed the entire point of interest, our draw on liquidity, which was the October lows, okay, the original consolidation low. Now, breaking down our lecture, let me actually full screen this for you guys. What is the significance about pairing QT and MMxM? Okay, one big thing to refine reaccumulation stages, redistribution stages, right? There's always going to be a sell side to the curve, and there's always going to be a buy side to the curve, or vice versa in a sell model, right? This is an example of a buy model, but the, I guess, example we're going to show in the charts is going to be a sell model. Well, during the sell model and the buy side of the curve, what is always attached to every single retracement, right? Looking at an MMxM, it's more of a pattern recognition, right? You're expecting specific stages, but it's not going to tell you exactly when it's going to happen or how volatile it's going to happen, right? It's simply a pattern recognition of how the markets are expected to move, okay, within AMD models such as fractal, okay? Now, using the understanding of quarterly theory, how can we further understand as a narrative refinement tool when these reversals are actually going to be done and when they're going to be starting to pick up on the trend? Okay, so coming into, let's say, just the buy side of the curve, we understand that from the smart money reversal, we're going to have a low risk buy, likely to have a first stage redistribution and a second stage redistribution to then take out the original consolidation highs, right? That's our entire buy side of the curve. Well, attached to every single one of these prominent lows, the first, the second, the low risk buy, the smart money reversal, all of these lows are technically considered protected in a way, right? But Excuse me. But using quarterly theory, how do we know price is ready to run? Well, a lot of people know this answer. Okay, it is considered a Kraken correlation. Okay, every single time a market is ready to proceed higher highs on the buy side of the curve in a market maker buy model, or vice versa sell model, which would be the sell side of the curve, there will always be an attached Kraken correlation. Because what does Kraken correlation prove? Well, it proves that the correlated assets, one, slacken behind, creating a divergence in the market, proceeding to push price as a reversal technique, or a reversal, I guess, confirmation. Okay, so every single time we have a low risk buy, first stage, second stage redistribution, what's under these lows to confirm the reversal is complete and ready to expand? Kraken correlations. As I speak about this, at the end of each stage, retraced in the sell side / buy side of the curve, we want to see SSMTs plus Kraken correlations alongside it to push bullish narrative higher. Okay, this is the study of time-based confirmations. Okay, these time-based confirmations will tell us when stages of retracements are done, complete, and ready to continue bullish market structure. Okay, so using this understanding, let's hop into the chart and see, does this actually form? Well, looking on the 4-hour time frame, right, we're expecting the sell side of the curve to complete, targeting the October lows. What's above every single high that proceeds to go lower? All the way from the smart money reversal, we have a weekly cycle SSMT. We have a monthly cycle with YM, as YM actually takes all-time high. I'll reference back right here. Give me 2 seconds. Let's hop on the daily chart. It'll be a little easier. As you can see, YM proceeds to make a higher high above NQ and ES's higher high, or technically all-time high. Okay, then pushes price further down. Well, this is the first stage redistribution, right? We had our smart money reversal, our low risk sell, first stage redistribution. What confirmed it? The monthly cycle with YM proceeds to go lower. Second stage redistribution. What confirms it? Kraken correlation. We have a hidden SMT, and then price unicorn model sends super low, takes out the original consolidation low. Okay, so one of the big studies about how to interpret all of these concepts together, right? A lot of people come from an ICT background. They understand MMxM and power of 3 to an extent, right? But when people are coming into the understanding of concepts of quarterly theory, you have to understand that they actually correlate very, very well. Is time-based entries or confirmations will be quarterly theory, but price and pattern recognition will be more of an ICT concept. Okay, so that's how you correlate both together, and understanding that, okay, quarterly theory will give us the refinement of not only higher time frame, but lower time frame, when price is expected to run, how volatile it will run, right? We understand the study of AMD XXAMD. If you guys don't know anything about it, I have free lessons in my Discord all the way at the bottom at Snowski Notions, talking about AMD XXAMD market profiles. I have 3 parts to that. Okay. Understanding this, understanding power of 3, how we have to have a accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Well, quarterly theory refines that with the understanding of Kraken correlations. Okay. Time-based confirmations in price. Right? So understand this. Every single time there's going to be a large pump or dump in the market in a, let's say, power of 3 insight, right? Meaning open high low close or open low high close. Well, what is always going to confirm that price is ready to now distribute after the manipulation? Well, it's Kraken correlation. Okay. Quarterly theory refines this for us, and this is how we pair all 3 together, is that you are looking for price to set up at a specific time of day, but when these Kraken correlations, such as quarterly theory confirmations, form, this is how we have very strong reversals in the market, and this is how we have very high probable trades in the market. Okay, so understanding this, understanding that there's always going to be a true open or a key open, such as a monthly open of such, well, we can use this and refine this not only on higher time frame to get a narrative refinement, but we can also dive down into the lower time frames and use it to actually study how is the day expected to turn out. Okay, so one example we're actually going to cover is, I want to cover over Friday's delivery. Okay, Friday's delivery, will give us a very good insight on how we can interpret this understanding of key opens, cracking correlations, all these different types of things. Okay, before we even hop into the lower time frame, let's actually look at the 15-minute, because the 15-minute is going to give us a very, very good insight of this. Okay, looking at the entire daily cycle, okay, everybody understands in quarterly theory terms, there's going to be an XAMD or an AMDX scenario, right? The day has 4 quarters. Each quarter going to be doing a specific cycle. So if we break this up into simply just 4 quarters of the day, let's do this right here. Now I have this cut off simply for replay purposes, but let me pull this back up. Excuse me. As we can see, we have accumulation during Asia, we manipulate during London, and we start distributing during Q3 and have a slight expansion reversal during Q4. Now, what confirms every single reversal? Well, we speak about it a lot, cracking correlations. What do we have at the low of London? We have a cracking correlation between the lowest low of technically what? The previous day's lowest low. So what is this? This is a bullish weekly cycle. This bullish weekly cycle, as you can see, YM fails to create a lower low with the previous day low. This is confirming, obviously depending on the quarter, which it's London's quarter, London did the pure manipulation. Now, looking for specifics as in power of 3, why exactly did London manipulate with a cracking correlation benefit us? Well, let's refer back to simply openings. Okay, well, this is our opening right here. Let's draw this out real quick. DO, daily open. Now, breaking down power of 3. Now, it will get very, very strategic within like further lessons of mine in the obviously the mentorship, but this is simply basic understanding. It's either going to be an open low high close or it's going to be an open high low close. Well, the daily bias, the narrative for TGIF was bullish for the day. So if we're expecting a bullish open low high close, we're expecting that the daily open price is going to have a manipulation and a cracking correlation underneath the daily open price. So what does price do? During London, manipulates underneath the daily open price. What confirms that the manipulation is complete for quarter 2? The cracking correlation. Okay, now this is something, I guess, logic that you need to be using for all true opens, all power of 3s, right? There's models that I use such as 30-minute power of 3s, 10 a.m. 4-hour power of 3, daily open power 3, weekly open power 3, all of these different power 3s. And you can also use quarterly theory true opens, right? TMSO, right? True micro session open. You can use true session opens, all these different interpretations. But for the daily open power of 3, we get a dump below, confirming the manipulation during quarter 2. Weekly cycle to prove that this is a protected low and that we're ready to distribute coming into the third quarter. Well, 6 a.m. opens up our new quarter. And what does price do? Well, it fails to create a lower low, right? Because this is a protected low. But what does price do during Q3? It expands higher, right? This is our distribution quarter. Where does it go? Above the daily open price and for higher highs of the day. Okay, so very, very simple key aspect, right? I'm just simply making this video today for, I guess, a lot of those that missed out yesterday. I explained a lot about MMxM in further depth and all this stuff, but using the understanding of power of 3, why did Friday deliver like this? Well, it was a little choppy, don't get me wrong, but using the understanding of power of 3, using the understanding of quarterly theory, it was still very valid. It was still there. It was still showing possibilities in the market. It just means you have to take your time and break down what exactly is it telling you. Okay, not rushing straight into a trade, but actually breaking it down. What is the market telling me here? Well, if quarter 2 manipulated, it's telling me quarter 3 is going to distribute. What confirms it? The weekly cycle cracking correlation underneath what? Daily open price. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for possibly a 30-minute bullish power of 3 or possibly a 4-hour 10 a.m. power of 3. Well, the 30-minute doesn't give us that, as we were all the way in a premium with true session open lacking a power of 3, which we'll dive into in just a second. So 10 a.m. power of 3 realistically was the best trade of all day. Okay, so let's break down the 1 minute. looking at the chart here, what is the key reason that we sold off here? Well, I'm not going to talk super in depth about it, but using the logic of what I just said, power of 3, right? Well, our true session open is right here at 7:30. Now, 7:30 did drop some news about some type of tariff earnings or some shit like that, and it did boost the market a little bit. So underneath this low is sell side delivery, or technically, actually, let me rephrase this, data lows. Okay, this significant low is considered a data low. We have also the initial sell side liquidity from 7 to 9:30. Price lacks any manipulation underneath the true session open, as in true New York, meaning if price is going to be bullish for the day, we need to see a cracking correlation underneath the opening price, right? Think of it as a power of 3. There's no cracking correlation at the time, and 9:30 still hasn't been below it. So what's the bias is technically 9:30 power of 3, even though it's super choppy, is going to be delivering bearish to refine that cracking correlation underneath the true New York open. And as you can see, 10 a.m. power of 3 gave us the boost we needed to send price higher. Okay, as you can see, I'll actually pull up right now. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. I'll show you where the cracking correlation was. As we can see, look at all the assets. This prominent low right here has a SMT paired to it, as this low gets taken during NASDAQ, ES, and YM failed to do so. But there was also a 90-minute cycle, as YM, as you can see on this, creates a lower low, then a higher low. NASDAQ and ES create a lower low between two consecutive 90-minute cycles. Okay, so we have a 90-minute in play underneath the true New York open price. That's our valid cracking correlation underneath the true New York open price for our power of 3. And what is the significance of it? Well, time-based and price, it's 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. open, low, high, close. Okay, so I'm really just going to keep it there for this video. I don't want to dive into super specifics, as I'm keeping a lot of that information for Collectors Club, the free content, and the mentorship, right? It's coming out December 1st. Super hyped for it. If you guys aren't already part of Collectors Club, my 100% free Discord server where I go into talking about my Snowski outlooks almost every single day. I talk about teaching announcements. We have weekly calls all the time. If you guys aren't part of that, link in the description, join that shit up. But gonna keep it simple here for today. Take some notes, and as always, I'll catch you guys at the top. Peace out.